Season's greetings, good evening, and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin with a story from Jamaica. Jamaican health authorities have stepped up monitoring of people who arrive in the island from the United Kingdom, UK, prior to those who landed on Monday amidst the announcement of a ban on incoming flights from that country. The health ministry disclosed that 20 passengers who arrived from the UK on Monday evening have tested positive for COVID-19. It was, however, not ascertained whether any of the individuals identified is infected with the new strain of the novel coronavirus, which British health authorities have described as, I quote, out of control, end of quote, and deadly serious. Health Minister Dr. Tofton urged Jamaicans not to use the current situation to stigmatize UK-based residents or Jamaicans based in the UK, saying, I quote, COVID is a global phenomenon which requires global collaboration and response, end of quote. The 2-week ban on UK flights also extends to other ports of entry and ends on January 4. Jamaicans have also been strongly advised against traveling to the UK at this time. Several other countries have blocked flights and ferries, in some instances coming from the UK. The new variant strain of the virus is said to be significantly more infectious than what countries have been dealing with. The development comes as some countries, including the UK and the United States, started rolling out immunization programs against the novel coronavirus. Questions are now emerging about the effectiveness of vaccines against a new strain of the virus. Now in the twin island of Trinidad and Tobago, although some citizens fear the COVID-19 vaccine is a ploy by global authorities to alter the human genome, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said he will be the first in line for the inoculation when the drug reaches Trinidad and Tobago. So confident is he in science, Rowley said he will even recommend the vaccine to his family. Health Minister Dr. Terence Dialsing will be second in line. Healthcare and elderly care providers would be in the first group for vaccination when it arrives. While the government looks forward to vaccines in the first half of 2021, the discovery of a COVID-19 variant brings some uncertainty on the overall effectiveness, according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parsram. The new strain was found recently in the United Kingdom, South Africa, Denmark, Australia, Italy, Iceland, and the Netherlands. Now in Brazil. Brazilian researchers said on Wednesday that the COVID-19 vaccine developed by China's Sinovac Biotech is more than 50% effective based on trial data, but again withheld full results at the company's request, raising questions about transparency. Brazil is the first country to complete a late-stage trial of the vaccine called CoronaVac, but a release of the results, first set for early December, has now been delayed 3 times. The latest delay is a blow to Beijing, which has been racing to catch up with Western drug makers, and will add to criticism that Chinese vaccine makers have lacked transparency. Officials from the Sao Paulo State Government's Butantan Institute declined to specify the efficacy rate from a trial they led with 13,000 volunteers, citing contractual obligations with Sinovac. They said, however, that the vaccine was effective enough against the novel coronavirus for it to be approved for emergency use in Brazil. And finally, the first 10,000 doses of a 10 million order of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine reached Chile on Friday, with inoculations of health workers in the hardest-hit sectors to begin immediately. Chile is the first South American country to begin vaccinating against COVID. Mexico received 3,000 doses of the vaccine on Wednesday. Costa Rica was expecting to receive the doses on Thursday, while Argentina was expecting the first doses of Russia's Sputnik COVID-19 vaccine on the same day. The doses arrived in Santiago Airport from Pfizer's manufacturing hub, the town of Purs in Belgium, just before 7 a.m. local time on Christmas Eve, according to a statement from the presidency. The consignment consisted of 2 small boxes, each packed with 50 pounds of dry ice to keep them at the ultra-cold temperatures required, and 13 kilograms of vaccine-loaded syringes. The boxes were transferred by police helicopters to a logistics center in the capital, Santiago, where vaccinations due to begin later in the morning. Chile is among the countries in Latin America to have struck the most bilateral deals with pharmaceutical companies, including deals with AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Sinovac, as well as the global vaccine distribution scheme COVAX. That was all for tonight's regional news. Once again, season's greetings. Thank you for joining us, and back to you, Tamika.